All right, so it looks like one of sneakers' biggest reselling platforms in StockX has just implemented some pretty big new changes that many people would say is long overdue. So will this new update be a game changer for the highly criticized reselling platform, or just another distraction as StockX actually ignores their real problem? Stay tuned, we're gonna touch on this here in a minute, but to begin, let's start with some headlines circulating around the world of sneakers. So first up, Supreme has been sold. Now, there's been rumors about this silently circulating around for months now. Turns out those rumors were true, as the VF Corp, which originally purchased Supreme back in 2020 for $2.1 billion, just took a loss as they sold the company to EssilorLuxottica for $1.5 billion as a big loss, but turns out it was a cash sale. Now, this current owner is actually more known for eyewear brands such as Ray-Ban and Oakley, so interesting move for them. Turns out Supreme's founder, James Jebbia, will still remain involved with the brand's growth and development, and in a statement issued by Supreme's new ownership, their CEO says that we see an incredible opportunity in bringing an iconic brand like Supreme into our company. It perfectly aligns with our innovation and development journey, offering us a direct connection to new audiences. So pretty interesting move for them. As far as Supreme, we all know they're an iconic classic brand. I would say as far as their peak cool years, that's probably, years behind them, but still a classic brand nonetheless. Now, as far as this year, Supreme's probably made more headlines for more of the wrong reasons, with the whole Tremaine Emory controversy and everything like that. But as far as their core base, I would have to say that most people would say that their output this year has been pretty good. So as far as this affecting us on a consumer level, I would say not going to be really too many big changes. For us as buyers, this is more going to affect stuff behind the scenes, as Supreme is more of a online based retailer, although they do have a couple of retail locations spread out across the country, more based on online sales. So as I mentioned, interesting move, but as far as affecting us on the consumer level, I'm not really expecting to see a huge change. And we got a first look at a brand new model from Nike, which is rumored to be the Ja 2, the follow-up to the successful debut model from the Memphis Grizzlies star Ja Morant. Now, as far as these images, they've been circulating, making their way around the net, and as far as the overall reception, so far I would say it's been pretty negative, which happens to generally be the case when it comes to new models. But I would say as far as the overall criticism, it kind of lends into the current narrative that Nike is lacking in the innovation department. So I think one of the reasons that made the Ja 1 so great, a model which I enjoyed, I think it was the simplicity, due to the fact that it was a debut model. It leaves room for growth in a series, which of course Nike will be continuing on. But as far as these Ja 2s, I would say most people are saying that these look just like everything else that Nike basketball is putting out, which lends into that narrative that Nike is lacking on innovation. But be on the lookout for these, which apparently are set to debut coming in October for a retail of $120. And in my personal opinion, I feel like these joints ain't bad. So my sneaker spending habits have definitely changed this year. In 2024, I've barely bought any sneakers for myself. Nowadays, most of my purchases would have to go to my daughter. But today I actually did buy a new pair of sneakers for myself. The only problem is I won't actually be able to rock these joints until 2025. So hear me out. Now today, ALD and New Balance, they dropped their latest collaboration on the 860 V2 model, which I happen to really love. They dropped 3 new colorways. This first green pair kind of lends into that whole Y2K aesthetic, while you have a primary all red pair as well as this blue pair, all retailing for $150. Now, the only catch with this release is that these are actually up for pre-order, meaning if you purchase these sneakers today, they won't actually ship until February or March of 2025. So there's been this whole big debate when it comes to hype releases versus raffle system or a pre-order system type of release style. And while I would say I'm all in favor of pre-ordering sneakers, but they got to be something that I'm really in love with. And as far as all 3 of these colorways, while I do like them, I don't really love them, but the only issue is that the last time ALD and New Balance dropped a collaboration on the 860 V2, I actually skipped down on the pre-order to just regret that majorly, 6 months later when I saw those joints in hand. I really regretted my decision, tried to double back, purchase them on the resale market, and of course resellers were like charging double, triple the price. So as far as these right here, while I don't really love any of these, I do actually really enjoy, or I guess I should say I like the blue pair. So I went ahead and bit the bullet, purchased these joints. So I guess I'll give you guys an update in 6 months from now. So let me know what you guys think about the whole pre-order versus raffle system when it comes to hype in demand releases. And if you guys are interested in picking up any of these pairs, I don't know how long they'll be up for pre-order, but the New Balance 860 V2 is the self-proclaimed JA 860 V2. So you guys already know, had to pick up a pair of these. All right, and for today's main story, StockX, one of sneakers' biggest reselling platforms. Whether you love or hate the app, you got to admit that it's most definitely changed the game of sneakers forever. So recently, if you haven't noticed, you may or may have not noticed, they've actually implemented a new policy, which if you go to StockX looking to purchase a brand new pair of sneakers, scroll down to the bottom, you may notice this tab which reads worry-free purchasing, which markets StockX no fee resale, saying don't love it, resell your purchase without any fees within 90 days of delivery. So if you ask me, this is a huge move for StockX, one that many people would say is long overdue. Of course, one of StockX's biggest competitors in the GOAT app, they actually do offer returns for some purchases. While I would have wished the StockX to implement a return procedure, I guess this would be the next best thing. So essentially what you have here is StockX, rather than allowing you to repurchase stuff if you're not satisfied with the product, you can then go ahead and return it. So according to their no fee resale policy, it says, at StockX, we aim to provide blah, blah, blah. With no fee resale, you can easily resell your recently purchased item, and StockX will waive the fees within 90 days of delivery. This means there are no transaction processing or shipping fees. So essentially everything is wiped out as far as the fees goes. Now it does say products must be within the same condition as they were delivered, obviously. Eligibility for no resale is determined based on the exact product and size that has been purchased from StockX. Products must be sold within 90 days, blah, blah, blah. And then it says only products delivered after July 10th, 2024 are applicable for no fee resale. So pretty much this new policy has been implemented for anything purchased as of July 10th, or I should say delivered as of July 10th. So what do you guys think about this new policy here with StockX? Do you feel like this is a game changer? Why I feel like I much would have rather just let us return stuff. I guess this is the next best thing you could do. I really don't look at it as anything negative. The only bad thing is I feel like StockX isn't really addressing their major issue, which a lot of people criticize, that StockX, allows fakes to get through. So I feel like with this policy, what it does is, rather than if you get like a fake or something from StockX, rather than being able to return it to them, like let's say you email them and be like, yo, I got a fake, I need my money back. StockX is just gonna say, hey, we know you got a fake, but you could just go ahead and sell it to somebody else and we'll waive all the fees right here. So I don't know, man. I think this is a cool move, but it really doesn't address StockX's major issue. And of course, we all know recently Nike filed a major lawsuit accusing StockX of selling fake. So I really feel like maybe this is just like brushing that underlying issue under the rug, kind of getting us to be distracted and focus on this new update. But regardless, I'm not complaining because I feel like it's better than nothing. So let me know what you guys think about StockX's new policy. Better yet, let me know if you still use StockX in 2024, because I still feel like nowadays it's got to be the biggest reselling platform when it comes to reselling sneakers here on the internet. So drop your feedback down below. Let me know what you guys thought about all of today's topics. If you enjoyed today's video, please help support the channel by dropping a thumbs up. I'm JA. Make sure you guys stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow. I'm out. Love.